Welcome to Dr. Eitner's Super Reads. One book, 2 minutes, and 3 takeaways that you can apply to your classroom, school, or district. Let's get right to it. Here's Superintendent Eitner.
Welcome back to Super Reads. Thanks for taking the time for about 5 minutes of listening to what I have to say when it comes to books and education. I'm your host, Jay. I'm going to jump right into it. Alice Keeler, it's a name you know, it's a name you've seen, it's a name you've probably heard of in the classroom in some way, shape, or form. But her and Christine Pinto wrote a book in 2018 that focuses on the littlest of learners, and it's awesome. So let's get right into it. Google Apps for Littles. If you're in education and do any interaction online, it's hard to not have heard the name of Alice Keeler. Alice is a Google guru and educational game changer. She's blunt, she's brutally honest, and shares more Google tips than one could possibly keep track of. So whenever Alice puts out a book, it's bought and it's read with purpose. Alice and a preschool, kindergarten, early elementary teacher, Christine Pinto, wrote a book for the littlest of learners in 2018. No intro or fluff needed. The book begins with speaking about empowerment for our smallest of learners, with the need to be exposed to opportunities to learn digital literacy. Now, before you think Alice and Christine are going for that 100% digital 24/7, 365, the question they drill you with before each and every task is that, is this digital task better than using the paper or the manipulatives? I find that incredibly refreshing, as so many people are hitting Google 24/7, 365. While there are more pieces of technology out and about in our classrooms today, our learners can be exposed, but it can also be balanced. There is a constant within life and teaching: change. This book was written with the intention of implementation and exposure of those who will have more technology than ever, and how it's changing your classroom and pedagogy as you move forward. Helping our youngest students become adept to tools like Google Apps will allow more teaching time for the upper elementary teachers. Simple things like logging in can save tons of time, along with the other little things we take for granted. There are examples of how to execute these little tiny things with ease. Things like logging in with profile index cards, songs to sing when you're logging in, examples of how to teach digital citizenship, and so much more. Little tips for little people do a large amount of good. Tips like placing colored identifiers on what devices to be used, or how to set up technology student centers, creating drawings and word collages, and even voice typing through Google Apps. This book should be in the hands of every single pre-K to 3 teacher that is embedding some kind of technology into their classroom by choice or by directive. The chapter on student collaboration is fantastic. It's loaded with templates, sample lesson plans, hyperdocs, which if you don't know, listen to one of my previous podcasts, and even a breakout EDU format. From Google Sheets to a myriad of tools that support the academics, to even how to give feedback via technology in Google is fabulous. I strongly recommend you buy this book. You can find it on Amazon, or you can buy it directly from Dage Burgess Consulting. Sorry, try not to be biased when I review these books, but look, I really think that this is one of the best books out there today, especially when it's dealing with those primary grades. And think about this, you're doing so much better for the greater good. We all have been there, like high school blames middle school for not being caught up, middle school blames elementary blames, the primary grades. We all know how it flows downhill. This book puts a stop to that, and that's what I'm really excited about. And 3 more takeaways. Takeaway 1, links, links, links. If there's anything that Keeler and Pinto do well, it's sharing short Google links with examples of almost everything they write about. If you have any questions about anything, you could check in onto those links. 2, author accessibility. Alice Keeler, who's at Alice Keeler on Twitter, has almost 175,000 followers, and she will reply and reach out if indeed you have a question. Christine Pinto, at Pinto Beans with a Z, 11, is the same way. They are breathing fountains of Google information, and they will be happy to address anything and anything pertaining to the book, or even if there's things outside of the book. They're excited, they're engaged, and they're very, very cognizant of how Google works with our youngins. Don't be stupid, though. If you're a harasser or if you're a troll, and you try to ask a stupid question, you're going to get blocked, and rightfully so. And the third one takeaway, it's a reality check. Using technology in new ways involves risk-taking and stepping out of your comfort zone. Sometimes things go well, sometimes they don't. Just like life, we keep trying and we keep failing. It's how we learn. Keeler and Pinto do a great job at reminding us that those we teach are going to fail. We're going to fail along with them. But at the end of the day, everybody learns something new. Onward. That's it for this week. If you have any questions, always hit me up @_J Eitner. You could also hit me up on Twitch, TikTok, or Instagram @EitnerEDU, EITNEREDU. Until next week, onward we go.